Thanks for joining me to hear a little bit more about Valor America. The big question that has created Valor America is there a better way? Is there a better way to win elections? Is there a better way to tell the truth that will persuade voters to come over to our side? We are not disinterested in the message. We are not just random generic Republicans who want any Republican to win. We care about what the messages are. We represent a kind of conservatism that is very pro-family, pro-America, pro-life. It comes from the social conservative wing of the party, what some people might call traditional conservatism, as opposed to the neoconservatism or the libertarian ideas that are much stronger in recent years and that have always sort of dominated the more traditional conservative and social conservative ideas. But what we're doing is finding a way to communicate those ideas in a way that expands this part of the Republican Party, expands it towards victory. A lot of people are scared of the social issues. They're scared of abortion. They're scared of traditional marriage. They're scared of all sorts of, the moral issues on our side because they believe they don't win. But what Valor America is trying to show is there is a way to make the Republican Party more faithful to these issues, elect better people who represent our ideas with better science. And what we've done is found that the Democrats have dramatically better science. Valor America is built around a series of methods that were developed in the Democratic Party in the mid-2000s, after the 2004 election. The research that led to that actually began in the late 90s, but the AFL-CIO and their massive research arm on the left created a bunch of new methods of analyzing the content of a message to effectively determine whether it will persuade the voters you're going after. This is something that has never been done well, and in the Republican Party still is not done well. It doesn't matter who we're talking about. The Republican National Committee, the National Rifle Association, the National Republican Senatorial Committee, or the National Republican Congressional Committee, all of the big entities, whether they be economic or moral or about national security or foreign policy, it doesn't matter. On our side, we don't really know how to do good testing in advance to find out what works. What we know how to do is guess. Everyone knows how to guess. Guessing was what was always done in the past, educated guessing based on experience, but it's still guessing. The Democrats have figured out how to test those guesses. It's extraordinary how good they are at it, and it's extraordinary how little our side knows about it. Part of the problem is that the methods they use are complicated. They require a tremendous amount of training in statistics and machine learning and psychology. These are social science experts on the left who have really developed methods that are widely used, especially since 2008 and in the 2012 presidential campaign. Arguably, Barack Obama won because of these methods. Valor America has the team of researchers, the only team of researchers on the right, that have gone and gotten the training, who have gotten the PhDs in experimental science within the political science discipline, studied under liberal researchers, studied under the professors that actually played a role in developing what the left does. The result of this is that we can, just as the left can, we can give a bump to almost any candidate of about 1.5%, an additional 1.5% of votes. We can cause the opposing vote count to go down, and our amount to go up, and the net gain is usually more than 2.5%. In fact, it's invariably more than 2.5%. This is a This is a secret weapon. That may sound silly to use those words, but it's something so powerful that I would argue it is the greatest development in campaign science since polling was developed by the Gallup organization 80 years ago. It is especially valuable because of the tremendous problems that have developed within polling. We can do two things, and the left is doing them and Valor America is doing them. The two things are, one, we can test messages to figure out in advance if they are persuasive with certain Democratic voters. We can determine this one works, that one doesn't. Don't waste your money on one ad, use another ad. And more importantly, we can determine exactly which voters they will be persuasive with. By having the right ad and by having the right people to show that ad to, that combination allows for us to have maximum impact within those communities. In our typical experimentation we will find an ad that seems to have an ability to move certain demographic groups as much as 20%. And then we can refine who is in those groups most persuadable. And we can usually come up with a segment of the Democratic electorate that is as much as 10% of their total electorate. Meaning we can target that 10% and we can see this big shift in votes from them. These methods are extraordinarily useful. It is the best campaign science out there, and as I've said, not used on the right at all. Valor America has invested the last 5 years into learning how to do this well. In 2020, we will do a lot of it, and we hope that you will help us. I hope this has been a helpful explanation. I'm Joe Arlinghaus. I'm the president of Valor America. Myself and my research team would very much like to speak to you, to tell you more, answer any questions you might have. We will be having gatherings of donors to go into the nitty-gritty of this around the country in the months ahead, and I hope you might consider attending one of those. Feel free to call me at any time at 713-532-2943. Thank you. Have a good day. God bless you.